everyone. I'm here now with my friend Gail. Gail is a puppeteer and she is learning to be a ventriloquist. She's working very hard on it. And beside Gail is a really good friend of mine. Her name is Miranda.
Oh, thank you, Kalli. We are so delighted to be here.
And I have asked Miranda and Gail to come and join us to ask questions about the manuscript, the story that I just read to you, or any other questions about reading and writing. So who's going to go with the first question?
Oh, Kalli, I would like to go with the first question.
Yes, that was a very, very funny story, and I wondered where you found that idea.
I am so glad you like the story, and I think children will like it everywhere because it is funny. But this story was actually created and lived right at Hornell Intermediate School. Mrs. Walter, who is a teacher there, she decided that the principal would kiss the three pigs, and I just basically wrote what happened, although I added a little bit more of my own information to it as well. So it was inspired in a school, and I always tell students the best stories of all are right inside their own school, so to write about them. I'm so glad I visited that school because I wrote the story after I went there.
Excellent. That's a very interesting story in itself, Kalli.
Thank you, Miranda.
Can I ask a question, Miranda? Perhaps one, Gail. Okay, are you allowed to use the name of the principal and the teacher at Hornell Intermediate School?
I think because I have used the names of students before and teachers in my books, but I think in this case I could only do it with their permission. So Mr. Gaffney and Mrs. Walter would have to decide if they wanted to be in the book. And of course I would change things if they didn't like a certain part in it. But yes, I'd love to keep their names in the book, and then I'd remember them and Hornell every time I read the book.
Of course, what a nice experience.
Yes.
Yes, and tell me, was Mrs. Walter really like that?
Mrs. Walter is one of the most amazing teachers that I have ever met. If I could have a wish, I'd wish that every single school could have a Mrs. Walter in it because she comes up with crazy, funny ideas. And Mr. Gaffney is a wonderful principal because he goes along with them and they all have fun. And you know what? They learn so much in the process.
Oh, these are very, very good people.
Yes, very good people.
Yes, Kalli, how long did it take you to write this story?
Well, I think when I came back from visiting Hornell in May of 2016, I probably wrote it in maybe a couple of weeks, but I keep going back and revising it. So that means we have to write it over and over and over and over again. And then I sent it to my agent. That's a person who sends it to publishing companies. And guess what he did?
What?
He revised it too.
Oh.
And then if a publishing company says one day we want to make this into a book, their editors will revise it too. So one story takes a lot of people to write it and a lot of people to revise it till we get it just right.
Excellent. I can see that it must take a lot of work and a lot of time.
Right, just for one book.
Excellent. And one last question, Kalli. Is this story all true?
Well, part of it is true. The main part of the story is true. And then I had to use my imagination to add some other sections to the story. I always like to start with something that really happened, and then I like to add things to it as well. So the story started with Mr. Gaffney reading all those pigs, and basically I told that story with just a few little changes.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Kalli. These are all the questions I have today. Gail, do you have questions? No, I think you've asked them all. Kalli, thank you so much for allowing me to come and interview like this.
Thank you, Miranda. And
you're
thank
welcome.
you, Gail, for coming and being with us and asking those questions. I'm sure the students at Hornell will be most interested in them.
Oh, I think they will, Kalli. And I would like to thank you for this opportunity. And I would like to thank you too, Kalli.
Thank you both, Miranda and Gail.
Absolutely.
And to everyone at Hornell, I'm wishing you the best readathon of all, and I will let you know when that book is finally accepted for publication. I think you came up with the word pigfastic day or pig-static day, so I hope you all have a pig-static day down there in Hornell.